like the video.
Naruto has a lot of lore, like a lot, and some of that lore is front and center. It's hard to forget it's so in your face. You'll never not know that Naruto is Minato's son, but there's also a flip side to that coin where some lore is glossed over but only like once, and it was more subtle than anything, and I want to talk about that. So let's do what I just said, starting with... So when it comes to age in Naruto, I don't think anybody's age is ever actually stated. Even Naruto just got like a happy birthday. I don't think Minato said what age he was, but we do know a lot of different ages, and something a lot of people miss is that when introduced, Kakashi is basically just hitting his mid-20s. Kakashi was Naruto's age when he was assigned to watch a pregnant Kushina, and then teaching Naruto he's barely 25 and barely touching 30 by the very end of the series. Even in Boruto, Kakashi is closer to 40 than he is 50. And on the other end of that spectrum, we got Hiruzen, who was wrongly shown to be Kage before Hashirama died. Side note, what's with the two different scenes of Hiruzen being told he was Kage? They're like years apart and in totally different contexts, but side note aside, Hiruzen faces Orochi Maru in his late 70s, early 80s, and Orochi Maru still almost dies fighting this man with all the resources he had, which means peak Hiruzen was absolutely way more nuts than we give him credit for. And speaking of credit, you know Jiraiya was like famous. He was a very well-known author to the point where multiple different villages had entire building-sized billboards dedicated to an upcoming book release. That's at least C-list celebrity, and he's just walking around with a spitting image of one of the most powerful Kage in recent times, who he was most definitely connected to. Like, it's a miracle nobody ever mistook Naruto for Minato and started a rumor that he wasn't dead. Not to mention Naruto for at least a few years was walking around with the copy ninja and a kid wearing the famously slain Uchiha symbol, which, if you didn't assume Sasuke was from the Uchiha clan, people probably just thought that was in poor taste. That'd be like if a kid in our world walked around wearing a poorly drawn Native American on their shirt. And you know who actually wasn't dead? Madara. Madara had about 30 years of just chilling before he even awoke the Rinnegan, and another 5 to 10 before he meets Obito. What the hell is he doing that nobody ever sees him again? Like, after even just 10 years, you'd think there'd be sightings or something, which actually, it's kind of scary to think encountering Madara is the reason a few people just disappeared in the woods. Orochi Maru is basically a cult leader, but like a significantly successful one, and he has an entire working ecosystem with willing people dedicated to him and his needs. And not only that, did you ever notice that Orochi Maru is a genius? Not like just smart, like Orochi Maru is the Naruto world's Isaac Newton. He has entire science labs full of test tubes and advanced experiments, and we never see another scientist. We see Kabuto, but Kabuto is specifically a medical nin. He's not a full-on scientist, and even if he was, it means almost single-handedly Orochimaru revolutionized knowledge of his world, and when you view it like that, it makes perfect sense why he was given the leeway he was in Boruto. Also, we never talk about it, but Orochimaru himself says his giant snake form is his true one, and whether you want to say he was born like that or that was a result of his attempt at being a sage, the only person that actually knows the truth is dead, as Sasuke went unconscious and Itachi died right after, so Orochimaru is just walking around monster in a plant-based body and nobody knows. These are just quick fire ones I didn't really have much to say about, or there just wasn't enough definitive proof, but here we go. To be in an orphanage in the Naruto world, you have to have absolutely no potential, as neither Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Orochimaru, etc. went, and the one person we do see at the orphanage immediately leaves once he's deemed to have talent, and that's Kabuto. Zabuza killed every kid in a class, not his class, since he wasn't even in the academy, but a class which totaled over 100 students, so unless there were 200 or 300 that year, Zabuza wiped out an entire section of a generation of ninjas on his own. Hashirama caught all nine-tailed beasts and sold them back to the people he took them from. Guy is not Lee's dad, and we never see or even mention Lee's real parents, which kinda makes us never seeing Metal's mom part of the joke, I guess? Just doing rough math. Asuma is probably about 20 years older than Kurenai. Alright, I hope this video found you well. Let me know what are some Naruto lore things you notice people never talk about. Hit the comments, do a like, leave a subscribe, shout out Life Plus, join for $1. I hope you enjoyed the video because I appreciate you watching. So until next time, peace.
That thunder on me clap, make a nigga think before he act. Have a nigga dying on his back, then we double back. Shooters leaving rubber where you at, that's why niggas never wanna match.